Hello, everybody. I'm going to read tonight a story about the title of it is A Gift of Love. And this is written in a children's story. It's based on Luke 7, where Jesus got his feet washed by a woman and oil poured over his feet. So let's read it in the storybook fashion. The woman stood across the street and watching the men go into Simon's house. When it seemed that all of Simon's guests had arrived, the woman crept a little closer and she peeked into an open window. The wonderful smell of expensive food drifted out, finer food than she had ever eaten. The men in the room were talking and they were laughing, and her eyes roamed through the room until she found the one face for which she was searching, Jesus. The woman dared to lean even closer for a better look at him, her heart filled with love for this gentle man. She had met him once before, and he had chased away the demons that had haunted her days and her nights, giving her a chance for a normal life. The woman was so overwhelmed with love for Jesus that she did something that many would consider very foolish. Hurrying to her shabby home, she took a beautiful alabaster jar from the cupboard. It was filled with priceless perfume, more special than anything else she owned, and worth more money than all of her other possessions put together. She was going to give it away. She wrapped the priceless jar in a cloth and hurried back to Simon's house. She wasn't welcome in his home because most people didn't approve of her lifestyle. The woman stopped at the door and took a deep breath, and before she went barging in, she went straight to Jesus and she knelt at his feet. The room became very quiet as the men watched tears run down the woman's face and fall on Jesus' feet. She gently wiped them away with her hair. A loud gasp rolled through the room when she broke open the jar and poured the priceless perfume upon Jesus' feet. Simon criticized Jesus for letting such a woman touch him, but the woman's heart was filled with love, for Jesus was defending her. She had so much to be thankful for because Jesus had forgiven her for so much. Now he gently lifted her feet and said, "Your faith has served you. Go in peace." And here's the drawing of her washing his feet and putting the alabaster. The jar is alabaster, which is a kind of a whitish quartz type thing it was made back then to hold oils and that kind of thing. And when they say that she broke it open, see, it was probably something that was put aside for her own burial at some future point in her life. But rather than hold on to it for herself, she decided to anoint the feet of Jesus with it. And that was really important because, we were about to go into Jesus being crucified and rising from the dead. And in a way, this was preparing Jesus for what would be coming later in the week. So the woman in the story had lived a very sinful life. Jesus had already forgiven her when he met her earlier. And she knew that she had been forgiven for a whole lot, not a little bit, but a whole lot. Because of Jesus' incredible forgiveness, she was filled with love for him. And she had to do something about it. She just had to. She wanted to show him how very much she loved him, you see. And when you think about it, you think about, well, how do you show people that you love them? You probably don't wash their feet or, put expensive essential oils on them. But, you might help your little sister or little brother wash their feet from being out at the beach and washing the sand off of them or at the pool or whatever. And you think about, how do people show you love? Do they show you love by helping you cook a meal, maybe by buying a t-shirt that you really like, by taking their time and taking you into the pool or over where I live at the beach or on a boat ride if you live near a lake, or get an ice cream cone, just little things that most of the time don't cost money, but sometimes it does. How do people show you love? And of all the ways that people show you love, what do you appreciate the most? And I was thinking about my own appreciation with things like that. And, the thing I value the most with people that love me is being unconditional. They love me unconditionally. that means that no matter what I do, that love is going to be there, and that I know that. And to me, that is the most special way that people show their love for me. So, parents, maybe you can show and talk to your children about ways that you show them love, point out ways they show you love, and then talk about ways they can show love out in the community. And there is a whole lot of things that people can do. Very, very simple things. I was walking around the yard, I think yesterday, and there was a little dandelion. And I know inland y'all are like, oh my gosh, I got to get rid of the dandelions. But it was the only colorful thing anywhere on the ground in the sandy land that we have here. And so, why not pick it and leave it on somebody's car or in the mailbox for the postman the next day? Little things like that. It really doesn't take much, but people notice. And at the very least, you can smile and say hello to people when you see them. Okay, I hope you've had a good Palm Sunday, and we'll look forward to Easter next Sunday. Bye now.